succession of self-realized gurus, and to all the assembled devotees. So we're continuing our study of Nectar of Instruction for Sri Upadesamrta. Upadesh means instruction and Amrita means nectar. As mentioned yesterday, Srila Gurudev said that without studying and understanding the Upadesamrita, one cannot advance even an inch in bhakti. So a very important book. And here, Srila Rupa Goswami, who Srila Prabhupada writes in his introduction to this book, is the superintendent, supervisor, initiator of the Hare Krishna movement, as it is from the acharyas coming in his line. So today we're on verse 3, and there are 3 commentaries on each verse. The first commentary is called Upadesh Prakashika Tika. Tika means commentary. Prakashika means illuminates or manifests. And Upadesh means the instruction. So that commentary which manifests or illuminates the instruction. And that commentary is given by an acharya named Radha Raman Goswami. And as the name might suggest, he's in the dynasty or succession of the Goswamis who take care of the Radharaman deity, who was established by Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and who's actually a self-manifested deity. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was attracted to certain aspects of, 3 deities, Govinda, Madan Mohan, and Gopinath, deities of Vrindavan. And he had a Shalagram Shila, and he desired to swing him, just like they swing Radha and Krishna on Julan Yatra. So this Shalagram Shila manifested with the legs of one deity, the chest of another deity, the face of another deity, of these 3 deities for him. So Radharaman Goswami is in that line, and his commentaries are very much respected in the Vaishnava community. Gurudev explains that they're brief but very essential commentaries. And then the second commentary is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and that is called the Piyusha Varshini Briti. I don't know exactly what that means, but I can tell you tomorrow. I'll look it up. Thank you. He's such a scholar. I'm sorry?
The rain that drenches the first, I would say.
The rain that drenches the first?
Quenches.
Quenches the thirst. Oh, the rain that quenches the thirst. And Vritti means? And Piyusha means?
Piyusha means the thirst of drinking.
Oh, the thirst. Or drinking, which one?
No, the thirst of drinking. The need to drink.
The urge.
Oh, the thirst to drink.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
The rain that quenches the thirst. Oh. Good.
And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you all know, he's a manifestation of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, who is Srimati Radhika herself, who came to, because she is the complete fulfiller of all of Krishna's desires.
I think in Syamarani, the Piyush means someone who is thirsty.
Okay,
And
thirst.
very thirsty. And Varshini means the rain. You know, like those sadhakas who are very thirsty to get bhakti, then this commentary of Bhakti Thakur's, which like a rain which quenches their thirst.
Thank you. Very good, thank you. And so Srimati Radhika knows Krishna's topmost desires in Goloka Vrindavan and fulfills them as his supreme beloved. And it's only by her mercy that any other devotee or living entity can fulfill any of Krishna's desire by her power. And because she knew that Krishna wanted to taste her love in order to facilitate that desire of Krishna's, she came as Gadadhar Pandit to train Mahaprabhu and to be in a very submissive mood that so that he can feel free to enact her role without her being in her left-wing mood, which would be a disturbance for him. He'd come back in the mood of Krishna, which he doesn't want to do. So Gadadhar Pandit himself, who was the trainer of Mahaprabhu, manifested as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is also Kamala Manjari, a maidservant of Srimati Radhika, and has written literally hundreds of books on the subject of bhakti, and also so many songs. Srila Gurudev stated that even by singing one of his songs with faith, one could become free from the ocean of material existence. That's how powerful he is. So all of his songs are full of so much siddhanta, or spiritual truths. Like, for example, Sankalpa Kalpadruma, he wrote, what is the name of that? Kalpataru. Does anybody know the exact title? Kalyana Kalpataru, thank you. Kalyana Kalpataru. He's expressing our condition, but pretending that it's his condition, in terms of us becoming lost by scholarship, so-called scholarship, us becoming lost by material pursuits, sensual enjoyment. And it's very, very so educational to pull us out of our particular decrepit conditions by his very beautiful, sweet songs, which put the philosophy in a very, very simple language. And also his books, culminating in his last book and wonderful book, Sri Jaiva Dharma, which answers millions of more questions than we could possibly think of asking. And he discovered the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He established Namhat, or preaching in different places. He considers himself the sweeper of the Namhat marketplace. And he's our great-great-grandfather, your great-great-great-grandfather. So he wrote this Piyusha Varshini Vritti. And then the third commentary is written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur manifested. Srila Gurudev said that his two greatest contributions of jewels is establishing the appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and giving Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who established 64 mutts in India and also sent disciples around the world for establishing Krishna consciousness in the West as well. And his commentary is called Anuvriti. Anu means following. So following in the footsteps, taking the remnants of his predecessor commentators, he wrote the Anuvriti. And Srila Gurudev translated all of that, their Sanskrit, Bengali commentaries, into Hindi. and then under Gurudev's direction, his disciples translated that into English, and Srila Gurudev wrote the, what do you call it, forward or introduction, preface to the book, and he's giving all his blessings to the devotees who helped with the translation and publishing of the book. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was always going around with his father to his preaching engagements and carrying his father's books on his head to these preaching engagements. And his father was always trying to figure out how to give him good employment. So one time, the king of that particular area, he wanted his son to get educated, the prince, so that he could be the next good king. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought him to the prince's house, and he was teaching him. But what happened was, just like the 60,000 sons of, who was that? Daksha. He sent them to the school of Narada, but Narada trained them in renunciation. So similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took away all his desires to be prince, a king, and he wanted to just be in the renounced order. So his mother said, "I'll commit suicide if you keep this person there." So the king offered to keep paying his salary. He told Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, "Just don't have him come anymore. I'll keep paying his salary." So then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave him the care of the deities in Mayapur. And he established so many wonderful centers that we all now get to go to in Navadvip.